came down. The electric lights on the street all start flickering.
The unluckiest victims are in structures that totally collapse.
Our clients had enormous anger. I had enormous anger.
Attorney Joel Castro had this model built for a lawsuit against the designers, owners, and builders of the Northridge Meadows complex.
We had a scale model built of the F building at Northridge Meadows, and I'm going to show you a photograph, an aerial photograph. Here's Reseda, and here's the F building going east and west. While the entire structure was shaking and collapsing, some of the walls collapsed inwards, and this particular wall collapsed outwards. We'd been telling people for 20 years that the soft story structures were going to collapse. Peter Yanev had written a book from Berkeley talking about the dangers of soft story structures. None of this was new.
Here's a closer look at what experts believe was at the heart of the failure at Northridge Meadows. Because of the tuck-under configuration, the first floor is divided between living areas and parking spaces. This leaves the second and third floors suspended over long areas without the honeycomb support of strong and numerous interior walls. The multiple and severe jolts of the earthquake caused the building to shake horizontally and lurch violently up and down. This complex motion wrenches the building that has little resistance to lateral forces due to the lack of adequate shear walls, which is inherent in the tuck-under design. The flimsy and small columns inside the garage are no match for this violent shaking, and once the first floor fails, the second and third stories collapse.
What is the big picture? What is the level of risk living in Southern California? Are we talking about a Katrina-level event?
Joel Castro has seen his share of disaster and says that the U.S. has a long history of not being prepared for events that are, in fact, predictable. He names the big three.
Number one, a terrorist attack in New York. Number two, a super hurricane in New Orleans. And number three, a rupture of the San Andreas Fault in the Los Angeles area. Now, we've already had two of the above.
A popular misconception is that the Northridge earthquake involved the San Andreas Fault. It did not, and it wasn't the big one. If the San Andreas Fault does rupture in a significant way near Los Angeles, there will be no mistaking it. It will be the big one.
Los Angeles may be a Katrina event. We've been blessed for at least 10 years after the Northridge earthquake. Everybody's had 10 years to do something about it. So if you're living in your home and you haven't done anything for 10 years, then you should do something about it. It's still not too late.
And there's no question about whether another major earthquake will hit Los Angeles. The question is, will the city make the preparations needed to minimize damage and prevent loss of life? Only time will tell.